Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm trying to think of another snack, and oh my god, I just dropped my hot dog. And now there's ketchup all over me. You have paper towels. I'm covered in ketchup. Whoops. I just did laundry too. I mean, it could be worse. Okay. Let's continue. Okay. If we're surrounded by it, how do we get from Isola to Isola?
Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans
I didn't
to
have the baby
navigate
on my
the
lap,
Pale without
and I
getting
didn't
lost
get ketchup all over the baby.
or having our minds damaged.
Is it here?
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isola.
I'm there?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. The Great Vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
The Pale can damage the mind.
Extensively. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists argue. It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
Okay.
It's more for her. Way more.
You are not a civilian passenger.
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entreprenetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
How much Pale is there compared to the rest of the world?
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping. What do you think,
slipping?
detective?
Growing, there's more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists. Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same. Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
I'm getting a sense of who I am, but no, I didn't know this.
Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
Who am I to think anything of it?
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
I'll handle it.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile, you have me. I will assist you in any way I can.
Secret task
even if we have to do it one
complete.
basic term at a time. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol. Of course, the
I was
situation
hoping that
is
would
extremely volatile.
get me
The sooner we
something,
can
but
speak about this lynching business, the
I
better
don't know
for
what
all
the
of us.
other one is.
The Jamrock Shuffle. In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the
Okay.
poorest parts of Revachol.
I need to actually unlock these. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that I can do now. I think we just have to wait for the guy to come back, yeah.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito, bullet holes, and
Drop
an
the white
RCM
envelope
sticker.
in the mailbox. Huh.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Got the zoning.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. There
Yes.
is no loophole. The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
I mean, we know that the last youth program kind of failed miserably. What are the ramifications?
Once the construction starts, it will probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
Terrible. Can't I do something?
Well, you could trick Everard. Get some random people to sign the document. By the time the union boss finds out, your business here will be already concluded.
I think
The
I did
bullet
this
is
already.
still
Yes, I
safely
did.
sealed. It's the ledger you found. Oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however.
It's the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly.
Ooh.
Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside? Light, made of paper or cardboard? Or dried flowers, perhaps? Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Okay.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. There's something there. A rectangular shape, like a card or a postcard.
How would I open it?
With your hands, you four-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
It's a white check. I can retry.
Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some, then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. The ledger quivers in your hand.
Okay, so I'll have to
As
try
it
that
shakes,
again.
the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly an intricate web of it almost looks like the electronic for you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without someone who knows about history could tell you.
I don't think anyone knows about history.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache. You finally stop picking your nose.
I don't know if I really don't think there's anything for me to do right now.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you? There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating. Absolutely not. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the end.
His face is motionless, like a marble mask. He doesn't
I
comment.
can't do anything with that.
Of
officer. The mere sight of police.
That. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do right now. I mean, okay, I've got some bottles I can turn in. Not many, but I got a few.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says your bottles clunk into the machine, and the... You see several packaged. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I really don't think that there's anything. Unless I can. Does this woman know about history? She knows about cryptids.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
No. This woman's still on the roof.
You sit on the wind. Time passes. You wonder, if it could rain so much that it drowns all of Martinez, then everyone would have to go on about their day in diving suits. Time passes. You wonder, if it could rain so much that...
Can I, like, read the books, maybe?
In your hands, you hold 16 days of coldest April. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands. As though you flip through the book, the pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
I just want to see what are the other books that I have. Okay, that might actually be the other one. Okay, here's one.
The face of King Fleecel smiles at you. For some reason, the smile now strikes you as more forced than it did before. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. Ah, this must be Gaston's handiwork.
Wouldn't it be better if everybody could reach a reasonable accommodation?
According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies in the coalition. Judging from the context, it's something very large and fundamental. You should probably know about it already, honestly. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Read the editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal a la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of
So
capitalist
this one isn't like a
ideology
time-wasting
turned to
book like
smoke
the others.
under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going a la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers, reassuring only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table.
Okay, let's read this a bit.
You stare at the in cold, detached prose. The author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots. The Yugograd riots took place from 27 to 29. Fueled by ethnic unrest and the state's repressive tactics, these events are often seen as marking the end of a brief period of liberalization known as as ethnic tensions run wild. A pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
No.
You've made the right life choices today, sir.
You made the right life choices. Jeez.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets, the note doesn't specify. It's part of a radio computer. When not in use, filaments are stored at temperatures below 0. It's like the production schedule you found, only this one's an off-site copy.
So that's why I need to get into the thing.
You sit on the wind wall.
We'll wait an hour and then go back and check things out.
What could be more exciting than...
He's still up there. I don't know how to get up there. And I don't know how to get into the secret room either. I try this door when the other dude's not in
You
here.
see a heavy, the cobalt blue, old cobalt paint. It leads to a side. The door does not.
Nothing. Okay. Let's try the doors up here again. Now that it's nighttime.
The door is closed. Still nothing. This door can only be...
And I don't think I can do this again yet.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. The bed is still cold from the broken window.
Yeah,
and
I
not
don't know if there's anything else I can do today, so.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. Waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man. It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately.
I think I need medical attention.
Oh, yes. They'll check you out, give you some pills, make it all okay. The Wonder Makers.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new kidneys and livers in hospital. All you've got to do is pray to God it passes.
They don't make new ones.
Stare
Doesn't mean you can't
at
get a
the
new one.
flickering darkness.
In general, I don't know what this place is. Stuff is also.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I will. I'm
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets. People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe
pretty
that
dark.
shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Well then.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches.
Try this early in the morning.
The door is closed. Still nothing.
No. Oh, there's a bunch of people here now.
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Is everything alright? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Have I wronged you? I've done that to a lot of people.
No, you haven't wronged me. It's okay. Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
What does one talk about with a fellow officer?
What precinct are you
What
from?
precinct?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
Yes? You look like shit.
Okay.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
Last couple of days have been rough.
Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What do you want?
There's something about this guy that matches with a face in your head. A similar, but different face. He might be wearing a disguise.
And who is this guy?
I'm not getting involved in this.
Cool shades are you wearing in his
Yes, it's a hobby of mine.
As if waiting for some kind of reaction or response. Something to click. It's not happening though.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
Oh, really? I wonder where.
I lost my badge recently when I called her in to report it. You were there.
That's the where you remember me from?
I have a bit of memory
You
trouble.
don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
I'm gonna put different clothes on. I'm gonna put one on.
Can I help you? Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
That's him.
No.
He's definitely going through kind of like a chill week, I think. Oh. Eats and sleeps and that's... And then wants to play a little bit in the evening. We think he was getting cranky last night because I don't know, like, not we wouldn't play with him, but we stayed down here a little bit longer than we have been.
Yes.
Can I talk to him now?
Yes?
No.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
I'm gonna try this again.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
And what exactly is it you've been doing that's so goddamn special? Shitting yourself in front of us. Going around, harassing kids on the street. Kids who've done nothing wrong, all the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, Fascia. People here trust us. We're getting complaints.
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
I don't even have a gun.
What are you talking about? Guns are the only thing you have. Waving them around old ladies' faces. Trying to gun down kids.
Callie said they've been trying to set up a mass execution. Bulk purchasing guns, ammunition too.
I can believe that. Carly works in a gun shop, you see.
Oh my god, the art. They're using it against you. This is all a twisted fantasy.
There's no mass execution, officer. Just ask questions and don't get sidetracked.
Please don't set up a mass execution. You'll never be able to pull it off. The logistics alone are insane. Just ask questions. Be a normal cop. Starting from the right, sitting on his right across. He spent and then the emblem in the far corner. Standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes on his neck. Let's call this one the musician size for in the mid-awful smell. In conclusion, these exactly you.
The fuck is with you, fella?
Okay.
Yes?
Can I call the woman again?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns at the bottom of the sea.
What?
So strange. The machine is not on the bottom of the sea at all. It's right in front of you, well kept. You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Do what you will with it. Of
I'm
course, it's
starting to
only
wonder
in
if
your
we're
head.
dead.
Of course it is. But it
Or
almost
dying.
feels as if the clutch handle is gently squeezing back.
And this whole thing, like, isn't real.
The smell of freshly treated leather, the lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard, and a neat little brush in the cup holder, all seem to be whispering, I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner. The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel again. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch, labeled heat.
No, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They're also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
Okay, pick up the radio.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
Please connect me to Sylvie again.
Just a second, officer. Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer. Yes, hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, Detective?
You know how my favorite
Well,
works.
You tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it. I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective? Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, Detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and...
What did I do?
You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Oh, those again. I have been trying to wean you off them. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out, off of that, people don't like that. I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains." Very nice visuals there.
Okay, I don't know what to say.
Me neither.
Okay, what happened to my gun?
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform.
Okay.
You had your... You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not real...
Why not?
Let's just say I left because you know whom. Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. No, not me. No, sorry, I don't. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again.
Okay.
They use...
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take...
Yeah, go on.
You hear the call breaking up.
Anything else I can help you
Push the
with,
button
officer?
labeled save.
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio.
Oh, okay, it's
A
just
flock
radio
of
station.
seagulls takes off nearby. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns.
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right?
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a moment, officer.
Can I do something new since these other people are here?
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
No.
Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Should be able to go over here now, though. Oh, wait. There was something here that I wanted and I can't remember what. Although... 9? There. I don't want to try this. I think it's going to be terrible, but... Oh, let's try this.
A rusting control panel with
Pull the
loose
lever.
wires. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the water lock starts moving.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want...
I don't have anything else to do on this side, I don't think. Oh wait, I should go get my dice. Oh wait, there's a smoker on the balcony too. There's a couple things I can do up here. Alright guys, we will continue with some more probably tomorrow though. I'm gonna call it a day there for now. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will catch you guys all next time. Bye everybody.